Ukraine's athletes have been aiming for sport's biggest stage in the midst of the war, dealing with the incredible toll that takes. We were invited to join the president of World Athletics on his surprise trip here to Ukraine to meet the athletes for whom winning means so much more than just medals. The start of Olympics month, as you'd expect, a competition scene of athletes with their eyes on the prize. But this is Ukraine. A national championship started with a moment of silence for lives lost. As a two-time gold medal winner, World Athletics President Sebastian Coe knows how hard the road to Olympic glory can be.
Should we go?
And is fulfilling a promise to the Ukrainian athletes travelling to visit them at home. We were invited to join him for the journey. What is the message you want to send with this trip?
That we stand behind them.
World Athletics are the only Olympic sports federation to have banned all Russian and Belarusian athletes from elite competitions since the start of the full-scale invasion.
Hello, Mr. President. Mr. President.
First stop, a meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky to reiterate their commitment.
Thank you for coming and thank you for supporting our sportsmen and Ukrainians.
There had been talk of a boycott of the Games by Ukraine after the International Olympic Committee refused to take a tougher stance on athletes from Russia and Belarus, leaving the door open for individuals to qualify as neutrals, providing they fulfill certain criteria.
I did use the opportunity to make him absolutely understand that if he does make it to Paris, then he has an open invitation to watch the #1 Olympic sport.
Did he accept?
He wasn't sure whether his diary was going to allow him to do that, but I think he was warming to the idea.
It's a potential shift in tone from Ukraine, echoed by the sports minister.
We don't like the word boycott, and we understand that the Olympic Games, we need it. We need the screen. We should be there for show the world our resistance.
This gymnasium here in Kyiv was hit by a missile in March. Incredibly, nobody was killed. 10 were injured when it hit just 10 minutes ahead of the start of a training session. It's one of 518 sporting facilities that have been damaged or destroyed over the last few years, 15 of which have been Olympic facilities. It's meant many of the country's top athletes have been forced to train abroad, sporting refugees travelling from training camp to training camp, event to event in their quest to keep their Olympic dreams on track. This weekend, they're back on home soil in Lviv for the national championships. The final sporting hurdle in qualifying for the Paris Games and the opportunity to take their fight against the Russian invasion to the biggest sporting stage. Anna Ryzhikova is well aware of the responsibility, booking her place as one of the 28 athletes set to represent Ukraine in track and field events, channeling her emotion to take victory in the 400-meter hurdles.
It's still war, it's still terrible, people still dying, and it's the hate to think about my future because I don't know what's happening next day and I can't make plans.
No member of this team has been spared the impact of the war. 400-meter hurdler Victoria Tkachuk with so much more on her mind than the finish line, with her brother Ivan fighting for his country on the front line of the war against Russia.
I was sitting in my train already and I saw him through the window and I realized that I really don't know if I will see him again, and that would hurt. I'm sorry.
I know. The most vivid of reminders of the state of play, just a stone's throw from the Lviv Athletics Stadium. A burial ground for soldiers killed in the conflict, among them several of the at least 479 athletes who've died. A number that gives a very different meaning to the phrase fighting for your country that's so often used in the sporting context, and faces and lives lost that provide all the motivation any Ukrainian athlete will need in Paris. It's been impossible not to be moved by the emotion at every turn of everybody involved in getting this team to Paris. As Anna Ryzhikova put it, there's a feeling this country's plight is being forgotten, and a real understanding that whilst these athletes might not be fighting on the front line, victory in Paris and their flag flying high will help keep this battle at the front of people's minds. Amanda Davis, CNN, Lviv, Ukraine.